In the concluding segment of the two-part series, Jean-Paul discusses meeting Vincent, his father's killer, during the Gacaca court proceedings. Together, they embark on a mission of reconciliation to aid in Rwanda's healing process.
As in Rwanda, we have a traditional court called Gacaca. And that court in my village, perpetrators will be there present, and the survivor of genocide, the people we talk what happened, and it's like a traditional court. Just so you will say to all the audience what happened. That time I was living in America, but I stopped everything because I knew it was important to do that. And Vincent was there, people were there, some people in my village, people in justice were there. I said that God, the way I didn't say that this came from me. I said the truth. God told me to forgive this man. Vincent was there, and he was surprised to hear that I forgave him. We celebrated that forgiveness, that reunion, that reconciliation. And it was a day I will never forget in my life, because I felt the same way I felt the joy when I took a decision to forgive. When I said, yes, I'm ready to forgive, I had that joy again when we were sharing a meal together.
A meal together?
Yes. We went to celebrate, because it was a celebration. I always call it celebration, because I know many people were angry when I said we are celebrating our reconciliation. That time people didn't like when I said that, but me, I knew what I was saying. So can you imagine somebody like me who was going to die, and just by doing the action of forgiveness, my life was brought back because of that choice. And I was always preaching and telling people it's about the choices. Mm-hmm. You can take a choice that brings you to life, or a choice that make you die. So I made a good choice.
But what were your siblings, your other siblings in all this? What were they thinking? What were their thoughts towards Vincent? How did they feel about your decision to forgive Vincent completely?
They were shocked, because what was in the news was horrible. People started to reject me, to insult me in the radios, and even at the Rwandan television, there are people start to say that, to describe me as a negationist. They said, no, what I did is horrible, it's bad. We had an interview in the BBC. A very, very big interview where Vincent spoke and me at the same time, and they're talking about how he killed my father, and me talking how I forgave him. And we did many interviews with him. We organized the conferences, talking about forgiveness, together, and it was very hard, very hard. Of course, the siblings, they were happy to see me not in the alcohol. So when they knew me before, how I was a dead person. When they saw me alive, always the siblings are happy when they see you. The survivor of genocide, it was difficult for people to understand how a survivor can forgive a perpetrator. They couldn't. In the beginning, it was a shock to everyone, but slowly people start to go under that. But until now, there are 30 years, but there are still people who insult me, who they don't understand. But because the government of Rwanda also supported that, in general, of course, individual people will be angry, we try even to kill you, but I was supported by the government. And when I organized the two conferences, the concept of forgiveness was supposed to be talked, and people were not, even the church people were not talking about forgiveness. It was something, the subject people fear, and in the church, that's where you have to preach, to talk about forgiveness. So it was good for a survivor of genocide as Jean Paul, who I was supposed to do that. When I told Vincent when we met, I said, no, this is not for us. This is for Rwanda. This is God healed us, reconciled us because he wants us to help Rwanda to be reconciled. And we started to do that, and we were doing that. We were powerful. We were very strong. No one will, even people will see us, they think that we are going to be having fear. No, we were very strong. So I think God gave us the power, and we were more stronger than the people who persecuted us.
We are stronger than the people who persecuted us.
Yes.
That's extremely powerful. That's extremely powerful. So you went from desperately looking for Vincent to kill him to desperately looking for Vincent because you were restless and needed to let him know you had forgiven him. And then actually even worked together. You worked together to reconcile and help heal people.
Yes.
So beyond the interviews you did, there were actually things you did within the communities collaboratively. Were people accepting of Vincent? Well, I mean, yeah, it's largely Hutus, and of course it was a war. Some may say all is fair in war. But did he ever get some kind of pushback? Were there people who judged him, who gave him a hard time?
No, even killing him. There are people, Hutus, who wanted to kill him. I ended up helping him to flee to Uganda. And when he came to Uganda, I was in America, I had to fly and go to welcome him in Uganda. And I brought him to that mountain where I met God, who told me to forgive him. And I told him, come. And he did, he did also 6 months there.
Oh, on the mountain?
Yes. And we were in the same tent, and we slept together there. We were sleeping together, and the people were surprised. Look, this guy sleeps in the same tent with the guy. He killed his father, but they sleep together. I think it was also for the testimony. People who came here that saw us together said, they are together, they are one, they are friends, they eat the same. And the guy killed his father. So it helped. I think God wanted to people who come to the mountain to learn about the power of forgiveness. And I realized after that because when I came from America, I didn't go back. I stayed 6 months, and I had the touring, and I went there after the Japan tour. I did 1 month in Japan touring with my band. When I came back to America, for some reason, I couldn't enter to America. They stopped me. They wanted me to go, because I did a mistake. I had a lot of money, the cash, and then when you come, you must have like 10,000 only dollar. But I had most, and they said no. My band, they were waiting for me there. They said no, Jean Paul, go back. So I couldn't enter, and I said, and I was happy. I said, okay, I go to Uganda. Vincent is there. He's waiting for me. So it's okay. Then I went to Uganda. And I spent 6 months trying to find a visa to return to America. I was denied the visa all the time. But I stayed there helping Vincent. Look, I met God here. Look how they pray. I'm teaching him how to pray. Look, this is here. God told me to forgive you here. That's where I found this song, Karibu Munga, composed here. This forest. It's a big, beautiful mountain, like trees. It's very beautiful. So it's larger than you can go there. I was showing him around. And I left Vincent in Uganda because he was he was going to have problems in Rwanda. Some people, when he was forgiven by me, and when he also shared some news of what happened during the genocide. There are people who are hiding there who are committed genocide, but nobody. He knew the news, though he revealed. He said this guy did this thing. There are people who are just walking, but he had to accuse them to say the truth what happened. And those people now, they decided, they saw there are others who say no, he's reconciled with Jean Paul. I'm sure he will denounce it. He will denounce us. He will say that we need to kill him. And they didn't want to hear that message of forgiveness. So people will be against him and against me. People will be against forgiveness. People will see us talking about forgiveness. They feel offended. They say, no. Yeah, it was, and now he was in Uganda. I was in Uganda with him. We go to Uganda. We go back to tour, come back to Uganda, and we go to this church. We talk, we speak about forgiveness. And but in 2017, he was sick and he passed away.
Well, what from?
From sickness. He have a problem of liver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and we did before he died, we did a documentary in Uganda. Yes, 30 minutes of documentary. We have a film so that's the things he left as heritage.
Icyo rero icyo umutimanama umbajije utese nk'umuntu w'umutimanama inshuti ufata icyemezo ute mu by'ukuri sinamenye ukuntu ngusobanurira kuko iyo mu buzima bw'umuntu hajemo gutinya gupfa rimwe na rimwe ufata icyemezo utatekerejeho neza.
Let's humanize Vincent even more. Just I want to focus on Vincent again, if you don't mind. What was his explanation? What was the motive? What was the justification for him doing what he did to your family?
Yeah, when I asked him, why you were the one who was supposed to save my father, because he was your friend and you were my friend from childhood. So you will hide. I know many Hutus who hide the Tutsis because I knew that. I told him why. And he even laughed because he thinks I should know. He was the chief on that, our neighborhood. He was the principal in the school. So, and he was the closest neighbor of my father. Then he said, I was the first person and the right person to kill your father because I was convinced, and he was on the first list of people mine that I have to kill because those are mine, because they were saying these Tutsis are mine, leave them to me. Everybody was divided. It was well organized. Everybody has his own list. Oh, who will kill Samputu was on the list of Visa. So, and there were people who are coming to see if you did the right thing. If everybody was dead because they had to see the cadavers to account where is the cadaver was the other one or the other one. So, and he said, I was supposed to do that. I was supposed to finish the work. That's the word they used to do the work. So, and he said, yeah. And actually, he was trying to describe me showing me that he killed him well to not suffer. There are people who are paying money even to be killed well, not to be killed slowly. See, to not suffer. Yeah, people will pay money to be not to be saved, not just to. They know I'm dead. They are going to kill me, but to just to die well. When he was trying to tell me how my father, then I said, no, I don't want to hear that.
You didn't want the details?
Yeah, I didn't want to hear that. The government was supporting that. It was, it helped Vincent also to be open, and also the fear he had. He saw me not having fear, then he feels supported. He saw the government, we are doing conferences together, so he's speaking on the radio, on BBC. So it helped. I think it contributed to his healing too.
Yeah. And speaking of his healing, what was that journey like? Was he bogged down by the guilt a lot?
Yeah.
Because he confessed and went to prison. He was the one who confessed that he was part of the genocide.
Yes.
So that was obviously a first step to healing because his conscience couldn't take it. So ultimately, in your dealings with him, was he free?
Yeah, he struggled with that. Before to accept my forgiveness, he said, Jean-Paul, it was hard to accept that you forgave me. He said, I spoke with my wife, Regine, and she told me that if you don't accept Jean-Paul's forgiveness, I will not allow you to come home. I will not forgive you too. Because the reason I forgave you is because Jean-Paul forgave you. Then he told me, Jean-Paul, if my wife had not told me this, that it's God who told you to forgive, to come to forgive me, I was not going to accept your forgiveness because it was hard to trust you. So it helped me, and I was actually healed. He so told me he felt healed, and he felt that it's like God accepted his repentance by using me. I said, so you, Jean-Paul, by forgiving me, so and I see it's God who forgave me, who answered my prayers because of I have been always asking God to forgive me. And also the government forgave me because of the news I gave to them, and I showed them that I repented, my repentance. And now God is confirming that he forgave me because of you. Because why would you come to see me? Why you forgive me? I couldn't forgive myself. And you are forgiving me? So that's the part of his own healing too.
And you also helped his wife forgive him because she was very upset with him.
Yes, because his wife, we were close. We were close, and always I would come because he's in prison. I was talking with his wife. We always, even now, his wife, we are close. Even now, we call each other. We are very, very good friends with his wife. We are very close.
Oh, that's really nice. So Vincent died in Uganda in 2017, and part of why he fled was because of all the threats from the Hutus, and probably because his wife tried to convince him to stay, but he couldn't. So he left for Uganda, and as you explained, died of liver problems. What went through your mind after he died?
Yeah, it was a shock because I was helping him to come to UK. We had a conference. We were organizing in 2018 a conference where we come and we speak, and we did this little documentary when I was in Uganda. And some people said he was not. It was not a sickness. There are rumors that he was poisoned. He was poisonous with people in Uganda. When they learned that Jean-Paul will bring him to Europe, they said, no, we need to poison this guy. We don't want him to travel. So we know Jean-Paul is foolish, he's crazy, he will take him. It's called people who are not understand how I am. They think Jean-Paul is just a foolish man. He forgave this man, it's just a foolishness. And now he wants to bring him to Europe. No. We cannot allow this.
That's too far. Like, you forgive him and then you want to help him and now you want to bring him to Europe?
Yeah, and I was telling them that's the reconciliation. We are now reconciled. Why people are reconciled? Then we become friends again. No, now I love him again. Because when you forgive, God help you to forgive, that he wants you to love again, because he created us to love each other. So Vincent was not the old Vincent. I was not the old Jean Paul. So that it's love now. We went even over the reconciliation. We were now at the level of loving each other. We were loving each other. When you love somebody, now also we didn't even, there is something over again, a mission. We had a mission of reconciling not only Rwanda, not only Africa, even the world. So if you talk about the world, so he was supposed to come to that UK conference to talk about forgiveness.
Love what you see? Do you want to see more? Then follow me on all social media platforms right now. You have compared Vincent's imprisonment with the imprisonment you felt due to the hatred for him. You've actually said that Vincent had a better time in prison than you did, you who were free.
For his prison was a constructive prison. For mine, it was destructive prison, because my prison was anger, bitterness, and resentment. I was killing myself. I was living with self-destruction. That was the horrible prison, more than his. His was, I say, constructive prison, because people go to prison to actually, that's where they learn how to be human again. It's like an education. You were educated, and he went to prison because of what he did. Me, what I did is what? I lost my parents. He killed my father. So I was the one who are in a bad situation more than his, because he was paying for what he did. So that, but when I always speak about that, it helps many survivors of genocide who still live in that prison because of they don't take the choice of forgiving. So I told them, look, you are not even helping your fathers or your relatives who went to heaven. So for them, where they are in a position where they are, they will see you, they will love you to see forgiving, because you are in pain. You didn't go with them, and now you are here in the world, dead, because you are dead. Because those who don't forgive, they are like dead. Because if you don't forgive, you destroy yourself. So, here we are in the 30 years now after Rwandan genocide. I know people who are not alive. I know. I see them. They are, well, most of them, they are friends. So they even transmit their traumas and grievances to their children. And you see the children who live with trauma transmitted from their parents. So if you don't forgive, it will destroy you.
Jean-Paul shared how he believes the trauma from the genocide was inadvertently transferred to his daughter, Claudia. He confessed to feeling responsible due to his alcoholism, which he used as a coping mechanism for the trauma of losing his family, a struggle that led him to contemplate suicide. He also revealed exclusively that doctors had predicted Claudia would not survive childhood. Yet, she is still alive at 27. Now, he has shifted from feeling guilty about Claudia's condition to viewing her as an angel. In fact, she was a major factor in his decision to quit drinking. You have described hatred, and to your point now about trauma from parents and previous generations, you have actually described a generation carrying the trauma and the hatred from history into the present generation, and that the only way to get out of that is through forgiveness.
Yeah, because you see, the history repeats itself. If you don't heal from the wounds of history, so what is going to happen? It will repeat. It will come. The only way this world will survive psychologically, economically, politically is the people to forgive. Yeah, what you just said, I think I said something similar when, like our ancestors, because they have no, those who didn't heal from the wounds of what they were going through, they will give, or they will pass on to the other generation their grievances. That's why we find ourselves dealing with the problems we don't know. Even if you ask, we cannot tell you why. Some we cannot even tell you the reason we are fighting each other or we are hating each other. Sometimes the people they will kill each other, they will hate each other, and they don't know. They cannot even know the reason. So this is the heritage from our parents, our ancestors, because they have not healed. It's like I'm not healed, I will pass on to my son, I will pass on to my children. And it will continue that, it will be a cycle of violence. So breaking the cycle is what? There is no way, it's only to breaking the cycle is to forgive. The breaking the cycle is to preach forgiveness, to embrace the culture of forgiveness. And that's why I always say that also this, what I call the structural dehumanization. So the humanization, I always say that to heal from slavery, to heal from structural racism, to heal from harms of structural injustice and institutional racism, the only way is to implement the culture of forgiveness. That's the only way. Look what is happening. The wars, even the what you call great leaders, they cannot even stop the war. They cannot. They actually support the war because they are sick. I always say that. Why you say that? It's true. You have to say that they are sick. Can you imagine? You impose the war, you instead to stop the war, you are a leader, that's your job. But actually you fabricate even weapons, arms, you kill a human being like yours. You are a human being, and they think that it's there, it's happening, it's not here, it's happening there. Let us kill each other there. And they think they are doing well, and that's the only way is culture of forgiveness. They don't understand. And this forgiveness, and God, what I'm talking, they never teach that in the school. The school system is like broken because it creates people who are the one you see. So sad.
So sad.
So God had to heal me by forgiveness. I forgave myself first, then I can. That's why that song, you become what you don't forgive. If I don't forgive Jean-Paul Samputu, then I will. If you don't forgive Vincent, then you became a killer. And I was a killer before to forgive him. So I think the forgiveness, it was for me, then self-forgiveness, then forgiving others, then preaching forgiveness. Then I became a teacher of forgiveness. Mm-hmm. I think that's God. That's how God works.
Interesting. Now you're teaching the world about forgiveness. You've even performed at the border of North and South Korea.
Yeah.
That's extreme. Yeah. That is.
Yeah. Yes. The UN invited me. I went there. UN organized that conferences. Then I did like a week there. And we did an amazing conference there, and talking about the forgiveness. It was all we did. I did also in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan in 2010. Yeah, I went there too, and it was very interesting to speak about forgiveness at Hiroshima. where people were asking many questions about, they wanted to forgive those who bombed the Hiroshima. They live with that pain, and the parents transmit that to their children. So it was good experience also to tell them that forgiveness, that's what they need.
You're so inspiring. I'm going to read from something you said. I may not quote you literally, but maybe I'll paraphrase. And I want you to speak to countries or citizens in countries where there's a lot of racial tension, because you're a global peace ambassador, where there's a lot of racial tension, ethnic tension, whatever the tension is. I'm going to quote something you said, and then maybe you can speak more on that. We need creative or constructive ways to negotiate conflict. We cannot change the past, but we can change how we carry our feelings about it into the future. Let the history inform you, not control you. Those were the words.
Yes. The history repeats itself, and we never learn from the history. That's why revenge calls revenge. You beat me, instead to try to bring peace, I will have to beat you. So that's like human being. So the only way is to break that cycle. The only way is forgiveness. So people should learn about this culture of forgiveness. So that's why, like a family, when you live, a husband and his wife, if you don't want to divorce, the first thing secret is forgiving. You didn't marry a saint. You need something. Forgiveness must be there. It's like to wear forgiveness everywhere you have prepared. That's like armor. You have to have that. Something will happen. That's why Martin Luther King said, forgiveness should be a permanent attitude. That's why Jesus said that when they asked him about a question, how many times should we forgive? He said 70 times. It's a permanent attitude. It's just you must even to be ready to forgive something which will happen tomorrow without knowing. Tomorrow, be ready. Somebody will hurt you tomorrow. So be ready. That's why he just said that when they beat you, don't beat. Just do this. Because he want to protect you. He wants you to be protected. He wants you to not go to the war. Right. So that's what we have to do. But they never teach that to the school. They never teach us. So that's why we have these wars everywhere.
I want to talk about your music. Your father was the reason, as we stated earlier, your father was the reason you escaped because of your music, so that you wouldn't be a target. And then at some point after you let everything go, it was music that was also rewarding you with all those international awards you were winning throughout the world. So is it safe to say that music saved you, literally and figuratively? In addition to your faith?
After my healing, music helped me. First, it's because when you sing, you cannot sing with anger. You have to dance, you have to laugh. Music, it brings joy in the soul. Yeah. Second, it's a healing itself. It helped me a lot. When people don't understand about forgiveness, they reject you. You take your guitar and you say, you become what you don't forgive. Somebody's dancing, but he doesn't like the words, but he says, no problem, the music is good. Then he's forced to dance. Yeah, it's a good vehicle. The music, it's a good vehicle for spreading a message such forgiveness. So you must have a vehicle like music to spread a message.
Did you want to play something for us? Yay!
Yeah. You become what you don't forgive. You become what you don't forget. Forgiveness is for you, not for the offender. It is for you, not for the offender. Your really enemy is not the other around you. Your really enemy is your bitterness. Your really enemy is your anger. Your desire of revenge is your really enemy. It is for you. Forgiveness is for you. It is for you. Forgiveness is for you. Yeah, yeah. It is for you. Hey, it is for you. Forgiveness is for you. It is for you. Forgiveness is for you. It is for you. Forgiveness is for you.
Bravo! What a beautiful voice. I love your guitaring, if there's such a thing. And your message is so powerful. You simplified it so beautifully. You got so literal with it because it's important. Sometimes we don't want to dance around those metaphors. We just give that message. As you said, music is a vehicle, and you're using that vehicle to get that message to every heart across the globe.
Yeah.
In spite of everything you've been through, I have never met anybody like you. In spite of everything you have been through, you have given so much of yourself. You're so kind. You're literally so kind. I mean, we can all see through this, through the interview, but even outside of the interview, you're just a really, really, really kind man. You could have been bitter. You could have been hardened because that's the normal human reaction. But you have no idea how inspiring you are. And you have, in spite of all your many great achievements, you have so many more achievements coming up, and you will make even bigger impact. Just keep going, my dear friend Jean-Paul. I am.
Thank you, thank you. The glory is for God.
Thank you.
When somebody says something like that, I say, I don't want to take any credit. It's for God. I know what I said when He told me to forgive. I said no. I did just yes because I didn't want to die. So I don't want to take any credit.
How modest. Yeah. Well, thank you for allowing Him use you, because you could have said no when He talked to you.
Why? I had to forgive you.
Yeah. So
No.
take that credit. You take that credit. Okay.
I will just make you happy.
Thank you so much. So honored to hear this story firsthand. I was also happy to learn that Vincent had worked on that documentary with Jean-Paul before he died. Indeed, Vincent truly left us a heritage. The documentary titled The Invincible hasn't been released, so please be on the lookout for it. I have a confession though. During this entire interview, I was so teary that at some point I was happy to take a break so that I could compose myself. Jean-Paul had no clue. I was very careful not to allow my emotions overwhelm me because I did not want to alter the narration from Jean-Paul. But it was not all sadness. He had even sung to me specially while warming up.
This is for you, Gloria, a song for you. Gloria is a song for you. It's a gift. I want to say, God bless you. God bless you, Gloria, Gloria, Gloria. God bless you. is your song. Gloria, you are wonderful. Gloria, you are beautiful. Gloria, you are successful. Gloria, this is your song. Gloria, this is your song. This is your gift. God bless you.
Hearing Vincent explain the so-called law of genocide offered a chilling insight into the mechanics of hate. On the other hand, Jean-Paul's story offers a testament to the power of forgiveness and healing. And for those struggling to forgive and find peace, and for societies globally struggling in the aftermath of conflict and division. If Jean-Paul can forgive, I think we all can too. And if you are on a similar path of self-destruction, please watch this interview as many times as you need.
Abinore babatishanga iyi marida chinga kaboko na ware kurokoka 14 years.
Hola, do you want more contents like this? Then I need your help. You see that subscribe button? Yeah, it's right there, right under this video. All I need is a click. With your subscription, the algorithm becomes more favorable and it helps spread the word faster, and then I get encouraged to do even more contents like this. Get it? See? And please make sure you tell everybody you know to also subscribe. I truly, truly appreciate you. Keep it locked.